My search for joy forced me to jump inside. Getting unstuck to make room for more joy, love, and light often requires getting present. Ask yourself, what is holding you back or convincing you to play it safe? What do you tell yourself before you take a perceived risk or leap into something new? What is preventing you from moving toward your next level of impact? These are the questions that I did not even realize I needed to ask myself. Mostly because my mind was often reflecting on what I just worked on or where I needed to focus next. As I now realize, I was living most of my life in the past or in the future. Consequently, I was not fully aware of the beauty, laughter, miracles happening all around me. The reason for this lack of awareness was due to the fact that my mind was racing, digesting, and strategizing for what had occurred or what was on the horizon. For decades, the state of participation, showing up but not really being present, seemed to be working, until I found myself feeling more empty, lonely, and even uninspired. I'm not sure if my awakening came with age, a change in my state of mind, exhaustion from overproducing, but it was evident that I needed a shift. When I really thought about what I was craving more now than ever, it came down to one word: joy. Not just more laughter, but more fulfillment, more often. I highlighted this craving in a previous Thrive article entitled, "Where is the Joy? The Excitement, the Fun, Rescued by Mindfulness, A Journey to Joy." Before I jump in, a few questions to ask yourself. Do you often feel tired or weighed down? Do you feel like you need a jolt or a change? Are you busy all the time with little time to enjoy the moments you created? Are you experiencing enough fun, enjoyment, or laughter? In my search for the next level of self-excavation, I found myself driving 146 miles southeast to visit Paula. I had never met Paula, but through a series of events that occurred after spending a spiritual weekend with Rebecca Campbell at the Omega Institute in upstate New York, she crossed my path. This was not the first step in the process. In fact, this self-discovery process started over 5 years ago with a solo trip to Sedona. Since then, I've been working to ground myself, center myself, with the assistance of books, podcasts, and Lightworkers. A Lightworker is anyone who devotes their life to being a bright light in the world. They understand that their actions, no matter how big or small, have the potential to raise the vibration of a planet. A Lightworker soul is awakened, conscious that their presence matters, and that they are part of something bigger than themselves. This was provided by Rebecca Campbell. What kind of Lightworker are you? This journey took shape as I realized that for my outside to shift, my inside had to first do the heavy lifting. I had to dig deep, look into my shadows, clear out my crap. One of my first notable lessons after moving in this direction was light cannot immediately shine where darkness resides. With purpose, I set my intentions to make time to do the work, raise my energy, increase my impact. To increase my impact, I realized I had to change the way I showed up. It was not just about reading a few books, going to yoga, or learning to meditate. I needed to dive into what was holding me back from feeling comfortable within my own skin, and believe that I had everything I needed to make an impact. I often call this stepping into your light. Just like I teach to numerous women worldwide, I too struggled with the appreciation of my gifts and what I had to offer the world. I convinced myself to wait until I was 100% ready. However, I know from research of my second book, Accelerate Your Impact, that waiting to check every box can cheat yourself of opportunities, joy, and impact. So unsure of where this would lead me, I took the universe's advice and drove to Pennsylvania. During my first visit with Paula, my spiritual underground shifted. Before I let your mind wander to create a picture of Paula, let me share with you that Paula is a registered nurse with 30 years of hospital experience. Over the years, she has obtained certifications in various healing modalities that she used to help people release what is no longer serving them. My goal is to increase my joy and fulfillment. I have found that I have to make time to explore stories I created years ago that have directly and indirectly shaped my outlook, decisions, and self-talk. To do this, I have to explore energies and spiritual practices that range from Reiki to sound therapy to tribal chanting and even spiritual retreats. I'm not suggesting this should be your path or your pursuit, but I have found value in taking the time to investigate the practices that cross your path. My spiritual exploration has helped me learn more about what I am holding on to and explore what is stuck within my mind and sometimes my body. If I get lucky during a session or practice, the source of energy or frequency that is no longer serving me releases. Meditation and learning techniques can help me stay present and move out unwanted feelings and memories attached to feelings or negative energies. However, I have found heavier energies need more superpowers, aka Lightworkers, to release these stubborn stories or memories that harbor in the corners or are coiled into the fiber of my soul. The beauty of doing exploration, regardless of where you are in your journey, is that these activities can clear out space for love, light, and higher frequencies. On a human level, it is still a lot for me to get my head around. This isn't often a one-and-done, single-effort solution when it comes to clearing the negativity to make room for joy. These spiritual clearings are multidimensional and sometimes multi-lifetime. If you're thinking, yes, JJ, this is what I need, then you are probably filled with questions. Where do I start? How do I find light workers that can help me? My advice is to get present. Once you accept the need to find more joy, I find that just on time, the universe often provides what I need to help me work through my stories and often negative, occupying energies. This is how I ended up with Paula. But I will admit, I do not think I would have found Paula if I was multitasking when listening to a webinar or stepping out for multiple calls and emailing when I was at a retreat. You must slow down and be patient. It is truly one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. I have learned through my own self-discovery that I, like many of us, carry various levels of loathing, frustration, and guilt, which impacts my self-worth, my self-esteem, and ultimately my actions. What I am sure of is that you must do the work to clean out your vessel. What can you release emotionally and spiritually to create space for more love and light right now? A few things you may want to ask yourself. What emotionally ties you down? What are you carrying that you can release? Who is courting into you that you need to let go of? What is happening with you spiritually? What are you ready to jump into or align with, but something is holding you back? Raising your level of joy and spiritual frequency takes time. I have found that there is no real endpoint, yet a trajectory of milestones and learnings that enlighten and align you to the light and love, which starts from inside. I am honored that so many light workers have crossed my path. Many of them have offered an awareness or assistance to remove unwanted energies that have allowed me to level up my intention to increase my frequency. With a newfound level of awareness and presence, I notice little things each day appear before me, such as a book, people, and even situations. Some could say I was looking for them, but I would say they have always been there, and I am now just starting to notice them. My motto: change your focus, align your actions, step into your light. Words of advice: as always, honor your inner compass. This work can be insightful, interesting, and at times exhausting. Be genuine, present, and positive. My search for more joy forced me to jump inside. I love Jay from Aquarian Insights advice. Do not give up your power to anyone or anything. With love and awareness, my light workers have come through trusted sources and vetted paths. I encourage you to do your research, ask people you love, and be your own advocate. If something feels off, honor your light and remove yourself from a situation. Do not stay because you feel bad or you may hurt someone's feelings. Honor you, your light, and your existence. I encourage you to love yourself enough to do the self-work so that you can release and embrace your own inner light. If this piqued your interest, please check out my Together We Seek retreats or many of the articles I've written for Thrive Global on mindfulness, spiritualism, and making your impact.